Today I'm going to show you how to make a rainbow background for your mixed media projects. Alright, today I'm going to add some color. This is going to be a rainbow journal. And I've already done the background and I went way beyond the edges. So one of the things I'm going to do later is pull this off. But I don't mind having stuff that goes over the edges, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. But what I'm going to do today is take a bunch of papers from magazines that are in a color, right? And I don't want them to be too perfect. Like, I don't want them to be all weird, but I'm going to take these colors. I don't want the chocolate. I know I'm weird. I don't like chocolate in real life that much either. I can have a bag of M&Ms for a long time. Drives my family nuts. Okay, so this is going to be in squares on my journal. And we're going to go, we want purple. We want to get as much of the purple as we can get. Okay. All right, let's do this. Maybe do, but I kind of want them to be in squares, squarish shapes, right? Doesn't have to be perfect. This paper is not very good. All right, so for this one, I am gonna kind of get it more squared off because I want them to be relatively squarey. Okay, there we go. Let's try this again. All right. So I'm going to go through, I have all the colors of the rainbow. I'm going to go through and do this and then get back to you. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, this is a color wheel. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo. So this dark would be indigo, and then violet, and I have violet and pink. So I have an extra category in pink there. And those are the colors of the rainbow, but what you need to know is that these are the primary colors. So you've got blue and red and yellow. Those are the three primary colors. Red and yellow make orange, yellow and blue make green, blue and red make purple, and pink is just light red, but I added it. It's my rainbow. I can do whatever I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using these colors in the rainbow as we go through the pages, right? So that's my thought. I'm going to have some on the front that are obviously the rainbow of colors, and then I want to have them throughout the book. So now we have to figure out how we're going to do this. So we're going to do the front and the back first, because those are the most important parts, right? And because these are old papers, they will probably even start peeling off by themselves, which is fun. Okay, so we have red. Let's get red. Red goes up at the top, right? Orange. Yellow. Green. Blue. And I'm not trying to make these too, I'm not trying to make this too important where they go. It is just to have them represented here on this page. Maybe a little bit of this guy. Maybe a little pink guy over here. Do we have an all pink one? Okay, we have all pink ones. Okay, this guy over here. All right, so we have this kind of thing going on. We're going to get some Mod Podge and just slap them on. And I am not going to be thinking too much about this, because you could get yourself all worked up about, is it in the right place? Do you have, you know, the right combination of colors? Is it on the edge? But that isn't what this is about. This is about putting some color on the pages in a way that kind of complements my theme. And this is Mod Podge. It acts as both a glue and a sealant. I love it for that. You could use, if you don't have Mod Podge, you could use Elmer's glue with a little bit of water in it, or you could use like a gel medium. Now you pick whether you want matte or glossy. For this project, all the backgrounds I want to have matte. In case I want to do something gloss later, I don't want the background to be interfering with my whatever I turn out to have as a foreground, right? All right. So let's get this on the front. We'll get one on the back, and then we have to start thinking about the inside pages. And if you're wondering where I got my beautiful unicorn paintbrush, I got that at Five Below. You get about 20 beautiful unicorn, no, you get like 5 beautiful unicorn paintbrushes. Okay, so as you can see, I overlapped those two. That's good. You don't want to have everything just kind of floating around. And then I have my wax paper that my husband got me, so I would stop gluing all my projects to my desk. And now let's do green, blue, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo. That's a fun indigo. Not quite indigo, pink. All right, here we go. We're gonna put these guys on. And I'm gonna have so many layers over top of these. Just even today, we're gonna put some more color on this. So don't get twisted about having the perfect piece of green or the perfect piece of red, or did I put that in the wrong place? Literally, you cannot put anything. Oh, look, that one's ripped. That's fine. It does not matter because we're going to have a lot of layers over this. Wally Beagle, be quiet. I have a beagle. The mailman's going by. I will mute you when the catastrophe starts. I got some tricks up my sleeve. Oh, where's our paper? See? This way we only sort of glue all our stuff together. Okay. And you can see it's pulling up, it's making texture, it's all this stuff is good. Okay, so we have red and green. I have another little greeny here. Do I have any more red? I don't have any more red. Do we have, well, let's put a little green while we're here. Okay. All right, this is blue and orange. We got lots of blue. Oh, but we don't want to put tons of blue because that's really orange. All right, let's do another yellow over here. Okay, then we have orange and purple. We don't have any more of that pretty dark purple. All right. All right, put that over there. See, this is why I wind up with stuck pages, because I changed where I wanted to put my paper, and then I had just glue, not anything but glue. All right. All right, that's orange. We have to remember this is orange. So we'll put an O there. And this is green and red. Do we have any more green? Okay, this is my little trick I was going to tell you. I have this green on this one. So that's kind of fun. That's a little bit different color green. And I have that same green here. So let's do, oh, over by the red. Nice. Okay, so that gives us an idea. Did I cover the green? Green. Okay. And I think that's it, right? Yeah. Okay, we did them all. And then we have the fronts looking real cute. Okay, so I am going to do something that some of you may find shocking. Okay, so I have these little pieces of paper left in my colors, right? Because I didn't want to get too much green. I didn't want to get too much yellow. I didn't want to do all that. Okay, so I have a little bit, little bit, little bit. And then I have a bunch of pinks because I only used a little wee bit of pink. Okay, you know what I'm going to do with these? I'm going to throw them out. Because what happens is, as a magazine collager, you are going to have 1,000 little scraps of magazines, and you can put them away. And I will tell you, in your next project, if you need a piece of red, you are not going to think, oh, I should go get that piece of red. You're going to go to a magazine and get another piece of red. So we're going to leave this dry and come back later. Uh-oh, we almost forgot our stuff. Well, we'll leave this one open and maybe it'll dry faster. So, all right, we're mostly dry. I did turn over another page. So 2 of the pages are for sure dry. This guy and this guy. There we go. There we go. This one may be a little bit more iffy. We'll just do her last. Let's see how the back and the front are doing. Oh, look, we got some more texture. Yay. All right, perfect. So now I am going to pull out my handy dandy washi tape holder. And we are going to use a glue stick, a Yoo-hoo glue stick. And we are going to put down some washi tape. Now this is going to be a very linear project for me. Lines and straight lines and things like that. And people always ask me, why do I glue my washi tape? When I'm using it in a project, I always glue it because washi tape can have a, it has very low tack, very low stickiness. So if you don't glue it, a lot of times what will happen is it'll come up later. And I don't want to have to mind my washi tape. It's easy enough to do. Okay, so we have orange. I only have Christmas red. Red is not my favorite color. I have some candy cane red too. Maybe we'll get that one out. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. It's funny, no peeking. Okay. Let's see. Of course, it's on the bottom. Boop. There we go. Let's go this way. That might come off a little bit. Remember, we got that thing on the side. We don't know where the edge. Oh, that's this actually is the edge, so that'll be fine. Okay, now we need yellow. We got a little bit of yellow here. Oops, that's green. Yellow. And I'm going to continue to do this. I am not going to make you watch me go through the whole book because that would be excruciatingly slow. But just know that I am going to be putting little dabs of washi tape color all over. And the reason I do that, so let's talk for just a second before you go, why I do that. Okay, I like to have all different textures and layers and things like that. And I have found for me that doing washi tape like this lets me get textures in. Ooh, look at this one. This one is kind of blue-green. Lets me get textures in without me having to make textures, right? Like I'll do doodling later and stuff like that. But if you just have all solid colors, it can become very hard to make a background easily, where if you have a whole bunch of little textures all over the place hanging out, it makes it so much easier. So I'm going to work on this and I'm going to come back when I'm done. Okay, it's turning out good. I went ahead and cut off the edges. I guess I didn't do a very good job all around, but it'll keep coming off. I glued down some parts that were a little ratty, and we'll keep working on this as we go. But this is what it looks like with all the washi tape on. And it's got nice color and texture. We're starting to get a little something, something. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to use a stamp. And I'm sorry, I can't find my normal size stamper thing, so I'm using a big one. And we are going to put some ink on here. So we have, I'm going to use Archival, which is permanent ink, right? I can't, I do too many layers to use an ink that isn't going to be permanent. So we are going to go yellow, orange, pink, red, because I'm not going to clean it because I'm lazy. All right, we'll try that. That's going to make brown right there, red and green. But all right, let's go. We're going to start with yellow, and I'm going to go through. Okay, just got to get some room over here. And put these yellow circles on, right? So I just want to, I'm just trying to get some texture. So I'm missing a page because I don't jump from, well, I guess maybe I'm not. It's backwards. Okay, so I want yellow by the yellow. And in here, where it's a whole kind of page of yellow, we want to get that in there. Maybe do a little wee bit over here. Okay. And then this is yellow. Let's see how much is on there. Yep, we gotta, it's getting down to where, okay, perfect. So now we're done with yellow. And I guess I could do a wee squirt, right? Or at least dab it off. Okay, so now we're gonna do orange. Uh-oh. No, we did yellow back here. Okay, so now we're going to do orange. And I'm just going to go through all the colors. You can watch or not watch. I like what's going on, but I just want to get... sorry if you're wiggly. I'm trying to get this inked up. There we go. Now we're getting some orange. I just want to keep adding layers of texture, right? Each time you put a layer of texture down, it's something else interesting in your artwork. Okie doke. This is going to be orange. And I'm sad I have this giant stamp. Just makes it kind of a pain. Okay, we're gonna use a littler stamp. I can only find my giant stamp and my little stamp thing, but this is causing trouble for my getting to the edges. All right. We're only using half of it anyways. All right, so we got the orange done, right? Nope, we gotta do orange on the front. And I'm kind of trying to put it where there's, you know, there's space where there's not that. And I'm not trying to cover the whole thing. Next one we're doing picked raspberry. This is the pink. That's a very pretty color. Yeah, just trying to get a little bit of color and texture, and we'll do a little bit of this over here. That's a great color. And this is a Seth Apter stamp. It's, I don't know, it looks like little pods. I like it very much. All right. Yep. Okay, so we're done with pink. And next we're going to do red. And the Archival is permanent ink. So some people use all distress ink. These are distress colors, but they use all the other kind of distress ink, which is water reactive. And ooh, my ink is wet. I have to be a little careful of that. And for me, water reactive ink doesn't work the best because I'm going to use layers and layers and layers of stuff. And you know how I keep gluing all my stuff together? It's kind of like that where I get my layers all messed up. Now see, we're starting to have stuff moving around, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. Okay, so we got orange done, red done. Okay, we do need to wipe this off because color theory, right? What two colors are across from each other on the color wheel? Red and green. So if we do red and green together, it will make, actually we can start with purple. But if we do red and green together, it will make brown. Because opposite colors on the color wheel, when you mix them together, make brown. So if you're ever out of brown paint, you can always make some. Ooh. All right, I'm going to turn you off and come back with the next layer. Okay, I cheated on you last night. And I did some gelatos and some distress crayons around the different areas. And in doing so, I realized that one thing I really liked was how, uh-oh, I lost something, how full the fronts were looking, right? Like this is looking nice and interesting, and then seeing that I didn't have that same level of interest here. So what I did was I went and I cut out a ton of different things, and we'll show them as we go. Okay, so we're going to be sticking these down. And so the first one is purple pink grapes. So we're going to put this over here. And I want to get just some different shapes going because I feel like this is just, it's awfully plain, right? There's not there's not a whole lot of excitement happening yet. So we're gonna add us some color. All right, we gotta get our things back. Okay, we have blue up here. So I have a couple blue things. Let's see, how about doing it this way? So we got a blue hat. It's a dog hat. Okay. Let's get that stuck down. And what do we have over here? A lighter blue. Okay, so I have this lighter blue door. Okay. And then we have green. So I know I have some green stuff in here. So let me get something green. All right, I have this green leaf. And all this is doing is adding some color and breaking things up. And see, it already looks better. I'm super excited about it. So let's get our wax paper. So now we need red. So I have some red. I have a red door. And that gelato will move around. You saw it moved around a little bit. That's okay. And this is purple. I found a whole bunch of purple and pink and that. So let's get this in here. Where do we want it? Let's do it here. Okay, let's go up here. And that's part of a purse. And then we have orange. Okay, now we're moving on to a wicked cool step. This is going to be fun. And this is the step where we add some of these to it. Okay, now these are rainbow papers that I've made in the past using the gel press, some all different kinds of ones. So I'm going to start with, let's see if we can figure out which way is up. I'm thinking I'm using it the right way, but I'm not entirely sure. Is this our front? This is our front. Or is this our front? Nope, this is our front. Okay, this is the front. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of this. And this is tissue paper done on a gel press plate. And we're going to figure out which one we like the best. Oh my gosh, here, I found it. Okay, so I want to put this on the front, but of course I don't want to put it just straight down because that would look dorky. So you can, with tissue paper, you can just get it wet, tear it over. So we're going to get this. Oops. Okay, we need to get it a little bit more water to get that to tear. There we go. And I might keep this. We may use some of this extra tissue paper for some texture because it will effectively almost disappear. If you use Tim Holtz tissue, can't remember what they call it, maybe collage paper or something like that, it comes in sheets. That will virtually disappear. This doesn't always disappear, but it will get a lot more see-through. So now we have a line here. So let's go ahead and just break that line up with this. So we're going to do this. And then we're going to break it up and put this here. Okay? All right. I love this so much. This is so cool. Wait till you see how neat this looks because it kind of melts in and it's going to help us to sell. Let's go off the edge so we get, okay, so here we go. Now we want to put this on pretty generously. See how it's starting to get translucent and you can sort of see what's underneath it? I love that. But we got to get this on thick so that a lot of that comes through. Now, it's the paint is acrylic paint, so it's going to be opaque. But the tissue paper between it, we may be able to get to see some of that texture that we created underneath there. You'll be able to see some of that. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. And then I'm going to put this half down here. See, you were so worried when I was putting things in weird places, and here I'm going to cover up lots of it, right? But you can still see it through. You want the stuff underneath. Otherwise, if you just put this down onto the plain paper, it's not going to be very cool. It's not going to look very cool, and it's not going to be very cool. So we want to get lots of Mod Podge in. So we can start to see through there and let that tissue paper melt. We want to soak the tissue paper. All right, we got a little crinklage going on here on the edge. That's okay, we fixed it. Okay, so let's get this all down good. Okay, let's, oop. Don't tap the edge, don't tap the edge. Now remember, the Mod Podge will not go through the acrylic paint because acrylic paint is functionally plastic, right? Okay, that's looking amazing. I'm good with that for the front. Let's not ruin the front. I'm gonna do this the whole way through. I'll bring you back when I go to the other pages. I just don't want to ruin this front page right now. Okay, we're back. That's dry now. And while it was drying, I went through and I kind of pushed it down into the paper. Yeah, this to me looks amazing. All right, so let's do the back cover. And I think I have another one of those. And this one I don't mind drying. That's not a whole one. What do we got that we can put on the back? Do we have this? Oh, we do have a whole one. Okay, I made these with my son one day. We like to make backgrounds. So I am going to use my water pen. Was that a fat water pen? Maybe. Oops. I feel like rips and tears and holes are happy accidents that give us more texture. Because if I try to put texture on, then sometimes it looks, what do they call that when you're trying too hard? All right. So last time we broke it between the yellow. So this time, let's break it at the green. Is that enough? I don't think that's enough. I bought a craft sheet for my desk, so pretty soon I won't be doing things on my desk. But I still want it to go like in our, maybe we'll go the opposite way, like this. And this, yeah, that's good. That's very good. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. And then I'm just gonna dry this part with my heat tool. You know what I can tell you for sure is we had way too much paint around the turquoise, because what happened was one of these is a first generation, one of them second generation, meaning that how many pulls we did. So the first time we pulled it, we had, you know, the first one, and then the second generation is just the second time you take a print from the gel press, right? Let's speak in whole English sentences for those of you that don't know what the heck I'm talking about. Anyways, so, but you can tell it ripped both times by that turquoise. So what that means is that that turquoise paint on the gel press plate was way too gloppy. Because I never have trouble getting tissue paper to come off. Like, I'll get little tears here and there, but it's not enough to really cause any problems with it, except for that you get, you know, just small tears. Okay, let's see. There we go. That's what we want. Oh, look at that text coming through. I love that. Okay, so now we want this. Part of the reason why it takes a little bit to dry, first off, I live in Florida, so it takes everything so much time to dry. But second off, you want to get this on super thick, right? This is not a time to be cheap with the Mod Podge. You want this to go on thick so that it will soak through and make your tissue paper translucent. So now I'm going to dry. All right, this one isn't totally dry, but it's dry enough for the back cover. And I will not make you go away, because I know if it was me, I would want to see how the rainbows are going to be going on. Okay, we only have 3 more steps to get to where the background of this piece is finished. So next step is, this is all dry. Next step is we're going to use texture paste, and I'm using Ranger texture paste because Ranger's paste is really good at accepting other kinds of media. So, meaning I can dye it, I can paint it, and it will absorb some of that. Okay, so we're just going to go through here and texture paste and add some dimension along the edges. And this is going to be very wishy-washy, a little bit here, a little bit there. I'm using this and these squares. Okay, so I want to find the edge of this because I want to at least catch part of that. Good. All right, I want a little bit of this here. A little bit up in that corner. I'm going to do a little bit down in this corner. Okay, and I want one more bit of this. I'm going to do this actually on here. Okay. And then I'm going to have to dry it, but I'm going to do this the whole way through. This is just adding texture paste, right? Like, this isn't super exciting. Okay, so it's been a wee minute since we were together last because it took forever to do the texture paste because it didn't dry very well. So now we're going to do something super fun. We are going to do every color of the rainbow and paint glazing. And I'm just looking to see if my glaze is here. So I have matte medium. Aha, glazing medium. So this is glazing medium. And the nice thing about glazing medium is that it makes sure acrylic paint's translucent without reducing the amount of color in them. Okay, so say you were just to thin it with white paint, then it would be a lighter shade of that color. Or say you were to mix it with water, then you would have a more diluted color. But with glazing medium, you get, well, why don't I just show you instead of trying to tell you? Oh, I need pink too. Hang on. Hang on. There we go. So I got pink too. All right. You guys are always so funny. You're telling me about stuff and then you're like, as if I'm not doing my art too. Oh, when you were showing me this, I'm like, I was just making my art and I let you guys hang out with me. All right, I'm going to do this the lazy woman's way. Okay, and I could use my palette, but then I would have to clean my palette, right? But if I just smudge it on here and then I do this, see how it's giving us a more definitive color than the, what was the other thing we used? We used the crayons. This is going to give us an opaque color. And see what it does with this is it doesn't, I'm going to color in this whole section. Okay. It doesn't color it in completely, but it definitely gives it a feeling of being that shade, right? Okay. Now, I want to do one more thing because, oh, maybe I'll do it with a different color. Because I want to try to do something with the texture paste, and I want to make sure it'll work. Okay, texture paste, texture paste, texture paste. Okay, I got the glaze. Okay, that wasn't exactly where I was going with that. I want it to be really harsh, so let's try something else. This is what I thought I would do with it, so let's see if that works. I'm gonna take some paint. There we go. And scrape it over the texture paste. Okay, I'm fine with that. See, and it's kind of catching on the outlines of it. So that is what I am going to be doing. You want me to do some more? Okay. We'll do some more, and then I'm not going to have you here for the whole time because that would get old. But, and see, this is more turquoise than blue. I have 1,000,000 colors of paint in acrylic form because they cost like $1 to buy at the store. So why not get them all? So here, I don't want to cover this because I love that. I just want to kind of fade it in, fade it out. See how that's kind of, I don't want to cover it. I mean, I like that there's a hole there, but I don't want it to be so darn dramatically different. There we go. All right. I will probably come in with some purple down there too. Okay. Okay, I like that. Let's get just a little bit more. I just want to kind of get these transitions to be, and like this is too dark. I actually want a couple of layers of stuff because I like that it's blue. But I don't want it to be so on the edge. And I could almost pull a lot of this paint back off. This layer, this paintbrush layer with the glaze, with it together, is a very, is supposed to be a very gentle coat. And then this one, that is going on the texture paste and catching on the edges of the texture paste is supposed to be a very opaque coat. I love how that turned out. All right, so now can we get, because there's a little bit of it up in here. Ooh, that's good, that's good. There we go. Okay, so you can see a little bit of the squares. I don't want the squares to jump out at you. I just want them to, like this. I want there to be a little extra layer of color. And then I'll probably put a little purple over here. And I'm going to, well, I'll do a little bit more with you. But, okay, so now I need green in here. And each of these is going to depend. Because you know, you've been with me this long. You know there's all kinds of weird bits here and there, and where the greens meet and where the yellows meet. And see how that goes up in there? Probably have too much. Okay, and then let's do a little scrapey. Ooh, that's good. Okay, I like how that's going. All right. Let's do the purple down here. I don't know if you can see that. I'll do the purple last when I get rid of you. I mean, when you go away. I mean, when you're not watching. Okay, so now let's do some yellow. Okay, I should probably make a blob of, for these lighter colors, I should probably make a blob of glazing medium that does not have pink in it, because that glazing medium has pink in it. Okay, so now I love yellow. So yellow is one of my all-time, oh, there's some, okay, it's a lot of yellow. Okay, so first, let's see what happens if we just do our card trick. That's catching 2 of those. Oh, we got a little bit over here. Let's get a little bit over there. Move it around, move it around. Let's see if we can get a little bit more of this showing as far as the texture goes. All right, let's do that. Okay, I do think I need something in here. I don't want this blue bit. So I want this to be kind of consistent and nothing to really grab your eye as you come down, right? So I'm just kind of squinting my eye and seeing, this is fine to be that, but for the like over here, and some places I'm gonna do the glaze, and some places I'm just gonna do the paint. Look at getting in those wrinkles and in that glaze. Actually, you know what? Never mind. I'm gonna do the paint and the glaze, just like I thought, because I get this idea, and then I'm like, well, maybe, no. I want it to blend in, and I want it to be scrapey like that. So I like both. Oh, there's something weird on this edge. Oh, because it's the edge of a, like a little thing. See, that kind of stuff is what I want to try to avoid. Is I would like to see color. I don't want anything jumping out at me. So that jumps out at me. So that's got to go. This isn't supposed to be anything, like all the stuff underneath. Remember I told you it would all go away? Well, this is the layer where it's got to go. You got to go away. Got some paint left on my card. And now we're going to do orange. Alright, so we're going to come in here. We're going to get a little bit of that orange with the glaze and kind of mix it down here into the yellow. There we go. And then we're going to do our cool scrapey scrape. Oh, I love how this is going. I like that combination. Okay, because see here, watch. I'm going to show you why I love this combination. Give me 1 second. I just got to get over here and do this part. Okay. Okay, so there's 2 places that are showing up to me. Okay, this stripey line, too bright. Whatever that blue thing is, too bright. I know I'm gonna get in there with some red, and then look over here. We got this weird. Now I'm just picking it up off of here. I could probably not use this and just pick it up over here, but we had that weird little bit where the paper was, and I didn't like how that kind of stood out. Okay, so that looks good. All right, now let's do red, and then I'm going to let you go because the purple's way down here. I don't think you're going to be able to see the purple. Okay. And this isn't going to, like, this is just going to come off, right? Okay, there we go. All right, so let's do this first. That's what we're gonna do. See, I started on the back. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do the scrapey bit, and then, See, look at that, that's great. And then we're gonna come in with our paintbrush and our glaze and pick this up with the last color, right? And just kind of anything weird. There's even a little bit of yellow in there. All right, look at that. Oh, now I made a line. I don't want lines, I want cool texture. Oh, that's good. See, this is neat because that's all wrinkles in the paper. That's what I was going for. So this is going to be my last layer for this video. And I will come back and show you the very end when I have all the colors through all the sections. All right, I have to say I love how this turned out. There are different bits where the collage paper merges. There's texture, there's all kinds of stuff, and I will be using this background folder for a future project that's upcoming, but overall, I think it turned out great.